Oh, my goodness. Got like no good spot for light. What are we doing here? Can we get deeper? Hello to all my Wild Floridian members. This is some of the behind the scenes of like the shenanigans I have to go through on the weekends when it's not part of a video. Unexpected harvesting. Now these bananas I feel like are way bigger than the last bunch that we just harvested. We had a whole bunch go to yellow super fast. Oh, there goes one. There goes one. Oh no! Cracked. Alright, that goes. One of the things I did is I've been knocking off so many leaves of this plant. I don't know if it caused it to yellow a little faster. I'm going to do some experimenting to see how much of a difference that makes. So if you have a banana plant, cutting off some of the leaves is going to be one of the next experiments to see does that make a difference, because we are in a really great position going into next year, right? Because this year our target was 225 pounds of bananas. I'm not going to hit it. I don't even remember what the number is at this point so far this year. But I already have 3 bunches of bananas up front. I have 1 bunch of bananas going to my neighbor's yard, which means we have 4 bunches, which means we're going to be somewhere between 160 and 200 pounds of bananas going into the year that are going to be ripening in the first few months. So we should be in a really, really good spot to hit 225 next year, which is great. So I'll have some extra time to like go and do a little bit more experimenting to see some of the differences, since a lot of the bananas, 3 of these, all 4 bunches dropped within like a month and a half of each other. So we can see what makes the difference, which I always like seeing through experimentation what goes better, other than just reading online and then just doing whatever I read online. I mean, I do that, but then it's always good to test stuff. Once we get these bananas going, once we get these bananas down, we'll see how much we've got. We'll do some weighing of the bananas, the papayas, the sweet potatoes, my 3 tropical, like it's so easy, why are you not growing them kind of plants. And then what we're also going to do is I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to be doing in the front yard. Well, the gist of it is that I'm taking out the sweet potato bed, and I'm not going to grow them on the ground, because Ben, like we said in the video on sweet potatoes, is like, we're just getting way too many sweet potatoes. We do not, like, I was targeting 100 pounds this year. We don't need 100 pounds. We don't get through 100 pounds. It's just way too much. If we're probably closer to 50, 60 pounds, we'll be plenty fine. Like, cause he's still trying to figure out stuff, and we have tons of sweet potatoes from our June harvest still. So what I want to do is do a little bit more raised beds, and with Mr. Bunny, got totally scared by us dropping that papaya. I want to get some up and off the ground, because he eats he, I don't know which one it is, but totally is eating some of the stuff, 1. And 2, I really, really want to have more wildflower areas. And that area is prime for like a nice sunny wildflower type field, but I don't want to give the whole space because it's a huge space. So we'll look at it in a second, and I'll show you where I want to go and put more wildflowers in, and then do some raised beds and have like it be a little bit more organized so I'm not stepping on stuff. And then we'll think about whether we want to go and put raised beds in the current vegetable garden, because I've got space for that if we wanted to, but I figured I'd go season trying a new area, and then we'll see if that's where we want to go in the long run for the other bed. So I got home the other day, and these were totally just like, they were so ripe, they were just peeling off the plant. And I think we got 8 pounds already off of this. So it's looking like, I'm gonna guess we're gonna be close to 50 pounds, including that 8. Though I did lose a few to splitting, and then I lost a few to some animals. Which, funny story, my neighbor was telling me about her philodendron. Oh no, more splits. My neighbor was telling me how she has this giant philodendron in her front yard, and she was saying, we were talking during Halloween, and she was saying, you know what the crazy thing is that people throw fruit in there. And I'm like, really? That's so weird that people would throw fruit in it. Because she's got this, it's huge, it's like huge, and she knocks it back and it grows back in 5 seconds. I was like, really? Like they throw fruit? She's like, yeah, we find banana peels in there. I laughed. I went, Tara, I'm betting that's animals taking them from our yard. And she went, oh, no. And I was like, yeah, I think so. And she's like, that would make total sense because you have banana trees in your front yard. And I'm like, yeah, and you're right across the street and you got this nice bushy thing that I'm sure animals were like, ooh, nice hideout. And she's like, well, I feel really better. She's like, I thought it was super weird that neighbors would just throw fruit in the yard. I was like, that would be really weird. But mystery solved for her. Oh my gosh. There's so many bananas. It doesn't take long to do it this way, but man, oh man, we got a lot. I got a lot of mulch to move to. Jeez Louise. You know, I don't have a huge yard, but with all the different projects, you know, we still do pay someone to mow our lawn and cut our hedges in our backyard, because keeping up with just all these plants is a lot. So if you ever feel like, oh wow, I can't deal with the same thing as all these gardeners on YouTube, you know, don't feel bad. Like, I can't do it all. I have to pick and choose. They don't do any of the stuff for vegetables or fruit or the native plants. They don't do any of that stuff. And anything that you guys have seen on my channel, they don't touch it. They really only touch the stuff that was here when we moved in, and then slowly, area by area, we're like, don't touch that anymore. Usually because they killed something is usually the triggering point, is that they go, oh, I need to prune this because it's in an area that they're expected to maintain, and then they kill it, and then I'm less than happy. So just know that. I want to make sure you guys are realistic about what you feel like you can and can't do. You know, and I know I've got a lot of retirees who watch, so you know, you guys can pick up more. But it just takes time. It just does take time to do all these things. It's worth it. I love doing it. I wish I had more time, but I work 60 hours a week, so I don't always have a ton of time to keep up with everything. Ah! Don't go. Ah. I'm really excited for some of the stuff that's coming this year. So sneak preview. So the new, you've been hearing me talk about the new seasonal gardening calendar, how it's going to go to 2 pages to 10 pages, and that's going to be coming out really soon. Thanksgiving weekend. I'm not sure when this one's going to go up for the Wild Floridian members, but Thanksgiving weekend, if you're not on that email list to get the free one, get on it, because it's 10 pages. I'm like really happy with it, because when I put out the original 2-page one, I felt like I put it out and I just like, it's okay. I don't like love it, but I was like, let me get something out there, get some feedback, and then I'll try to figure out what it is that I want to do differently. And so it finally clicked, and I was like, I got it. I know what I need to do, and I've been working on that. So that's coming out Thanksgiving weekend, which is super exciting. And then, because I feel like a big issue that us Floridians have is like really keeping on track of the seasons and getting ideas. So the seasonal calendar will have, you know, kind of the beginning steps, but I'm putting out a full 2022 garden planner, and I'm really excited about it. And we've already got the art done with it. We're finishing up some of the last templates, and it's really cool. I'm like really excited. And those the pictures that we're using as like the cover art in each season, we're gonna do it so that shirts will come out with that, and like water thermoses and stuff like that. So I'm really excited, because you know, there's not a ton of stuff out there that's got native plants on it or native wildlife on it. And usually if it has like native wildlife, we're talking like the bigger things, like, you know, your manatees, your dolphins, your alligators, right? But like this is going to be more focused on, you know, the smaller animals, the ones that are in your garden, plus highlighting a native plant each season. So I'm really excited about it, because I feel like each of the designs is super pretty. which is like a big deal, right? Yeah, so I made sure like the designs were really pretty. So all the sketches and designs come from me, and then we work with a guy to like make them professional. Because I'm like an okay artist, but I'm not that good, and he's really good, and he helps us finalize designs. And so he has helped us, and we had talked about doing shirts, like seasonal shirts, a year or so ago. We were just like, we just don't have the time to do all this stuff. But when the finalized designs came back, or the draft designs came back, we were like, this is it. We got to put these on shirts. They're so good looking. They were so good. Like the cover art when it came back, I was like, oh, it's good. And I showed it to some friends of mine that know about my channel who I've worked with for years, and they actually watched some of the videos, which is really sweet. And I showed them at lunch the other day, and they were like, oh my gosh, these are so good looking. And I was like, I know, we're gonna put them on a shirt. They're like, oh my gosh. So I'm really excited for that kind of stuff. Yeah, so a 2022 garden planner. And the whole idea behind it, when you see it, is that I was trying to pull together, I'm always looking to try to pull together stuff that's like really Florida feeling. And you know, so it's got the native plants, it's got the wildlife stuff, but what the other big pieces is that the different phases of Florida. So it's got Art Deco design tied into it, which, you know, if you think of Miami Beach is really Art Deco design. So it has some Art Deco pulled into it, into the style. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this. Also, I'm excited because I'm going to use it because girls and boys, I have a hard time keeping up with all the stuff I got to do. So having like a full-on calendar planner for the year that I can each week write out what I'm doing, track my harvests more easily. You know, I have ways that I've created, but I've made it so that like even I'll be using it. So I'm excited for that. Okay, so we got the bananas harvested. Hooray. You see a little bit of the shade garden. Shade garden's still doing really good. So I'll chop this down. Let me move all this stuff out of the way, and we'll start weighing all this harvest because there's like a lot. Like a lot. So we have to take out the papaya. It's falling over. Ben, you want to walk on the roots so they can see what's happening? Watch the tree move. So that's not going to last long. So we got to take it out. Okay, so now that this is empty, you can see how big this space is. It's huge. And honestly, I have felt like the last 2 harvests, we're just not getting the most amount of yield out of the space that we could be. And just like that sheer amount of mass of vegetative matter to roll up is literally exhausting. So having it a little bit more confined will be a lot nicer. Oh my gosh, can you see how big our fire bush is? I have to cut that back so badly. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do 3 raised beds. I'm thinking 3, maybe 4. We'll get 3, and then once they're here, we'll figure out if we want to do 4. We'll do 1, 2, 3 raised beds. And we have those leftover pavers that my oldest had used as like a walkway in here, and we'll put them back down as like a paver walkway back in here, just to make it really easy to access. We're trying to even everything out and put lots of mulch down now. Let this settle, and you know, Christmas gift will be that. And then we'll have a lot of space. Like all of this is gonna be open still. So we'll have access from behind, and the idea is this section gets like full sun a lot of the day. So having, I'm thinking coreopsis, I'm thinking the cardinal flower like we put in on the side of the house, which is looking really pretty. Liatris or blazing star. We'll also do, what else did I want to put in? I don't know, I can't even remember. I have like a list inside of just all the different wildflowers, and I just want to like go crazy. I want to put like Stokes aster and blue-eyed grass here for like our winter time, and like I just want wildflower. I'm just, yes. And then that way we got bees and butterflies. You know, we'll still have our milkweed garden here, but we'll definitely, it's just gonna really, because these areas up here are always gonna be challenged by shade a bit between the Ponciana, my neighbor's pines, my neighbor's oaks. So this is one of the spots that gets full sun. And so having the 3 beds, I figured one of them will be for sweet potatoes. We still need sweet potatoes, just I don't want as much. Ben doesn't want as much. Letting these fire bushes fill in more. Because I had originally thought putting wildflowers there, but it's just gonna be such a pain in the butt to maintain them there. So I think that just being mulched, filled in, blocked out is totally cool. And then just keeping those and then doing the wildflowers up front is gonna be just so pretty. And then what I'm gonna do is commandeer these pots, which I had green onions and stuff in before, and we'll put wildflowers in those too. So, well, that one's broken. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that one. It's so pretty though. Ugh, got broken by one of the landscape guys a couple years ago. I just didn't have the heart to get rid of it, but maybe we'll do something really pretty with it. I don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna cover this with mulch, 3 beds. Super excited about that. So that's the upcoming, I think we'll do it in winter time. That'll be a project. And I'm gonna use that 2022 planner because I did put project planning pages in there. I'll use that to help me plan this out so I can kind of make sure I do it right. Because I will totally forget stuff. Also, I will get derailed when I go to Wilcox and Red Wagon on buying stuff, because that's what happens when I go. It's official. It's official, Ben. With all this harvest, we're gonna be over 500 pounds for the year. Woo-hoo. Holy cow! I don't know what we're doing with all this papaya, but we got it. Oh, yay! Well, thank you for joining me today on some of the behind the scenes of last minute harvest and getting ready for winter, and seeing some of the behind the scenes or hearing about some of the behind the scenes of things that are coming for the channel and for the Wild Floridian business. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.